Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of season 18 of the T&B cast. Today we've got Chin, Bam Wham, Ted, and Myron joining us. We'll be diving into the trending topics of the season, so stay tuned. Our first topic is, what's your thoughts on Williams?
First of all, he's an outstanding player. He's currently averaging 31 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists per game, with an impressive 20-3 team record. He's also proven he can perform against strong competition, holding a 6-2 record against competitive teams, which is very solid. Based on this performance, I think it's reasonable to say he's earning a spot on the all-second team. Of course, Kun is clearly locked in for first team.
I think it's fair to say Williams is having a better overall season than Griffin. Statistically, Griffin is averaging 34 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. While they're tied in rebounds, Williams has the edge in playmaking with more assists. I'll give the scoring edge to Griffin, no doubt. But where Williams separates himself is in his impact on the team. He performs better against tough competition and has a clear ability to elevate his teammates. Griffin, on the other hand, carries most of the load in Atlanta, but often at the cost of his teammates' rhythm and involvement. They tend to become spectators, just running up and down the court without flow. Williams, meanwhile, gets everyone involved and makes them effective. That kind of leadership and team impact matters. And even someone like the Milwaukee guy with a bird brain can probably see that.
Yeah, I think being able to elevate your teammates is an important skill. That's why Henry's so good. Scoring just makes you better, but scoring and playmaking makes the team better. And basketball is a team sport, so it'll be more effective than just scoring.
Yeah, real talk, but the stupid-ass Western Conference guys are gonna meat-ride Griffin, trying to make him win MVP, but in reality they are stuck in their own bubble. Just like feminism when the girl basketball team tries to be the boys without PPG. It ain't never gonna happen.
Okay, for our next topic, let's talk about quote-unquote the best point guard of all time. How is she doing this season?
Absolutely disappointing. For someone once considered the greatest point guard of all time, the expectations are higher, and she's failed to meet them year after year. She hasn't made an All-FBL team in 5 seasons, and there's no chance she's making one this year either. Her numbers against real competition are abysmal. She's inefficient, her playstyle is outdated, and the shooter label is generous. She's overrated in that department. On defense, she's a complete liability. The only reason Dallas hasn't moved on from her is because of reputation, not performance. If this were any other player, they'd have been traded or benched by now. At this point, keeping her is holding the team back. A rebuild would make far more sense than clinging to a legacy that no longer delivers results.
Yeah, I think everyone in this room can agree. She isn't living up to her expectations. As we can see, other point guards are undebatably better than her. Like Christmas, Janus, Henry, Cindy, so on. She's a complete clown.
I can agree. She is buns, she's ass.
Yeah, she's ass.
Okay, enough for Emily's inabilities. For our next topic, let's talk about who is the most overrated and underrated player in the league. What's your takes?
Oh, that's an interesting topic. Let's start with the most underrated player. And without a doubt, it's Jordan. He doesn't get nearly enough recognition, but he's quietly putting up star-level numbers. I know the Milwaukee guy is probably smiling right now, but it's the truth. He's averaging 29.2 points per game and is arguably one of the best shooters in the Western Conference, if not the best. He's a crucial part of Detroit's success, and if you actually watch the games, you'll see he bails them out in key moments. He absolutely deserves more credit. That said, let's be clear. He's still not better than Xavier. Now, for the most overrated player, it's Emily. As I've said before, she struggles against strong competition. Her shooting is inconsistent, and she's nowhere near contending for a roster spot on a top team. She's often labeled a great leader, but even that's overstated. Honestly, I'd take Bao over her, but that's a conversation for another time.
All right, time for my take. The most underrated player has to be Jamal, the one in Toronto. He gets overshadowed by Christmas, but he's still seriously good. Averaging 29 points and 8 rebounds as a second option is extremely impressive. That's nearly identical to Williams' numbers, and Williams is the first option on his team. Jamal doesn't get enough attention, but if you actually watch the games, it's clear. He's a baller. Now, the most overrated player? Easily G's. She's just not good. Can't win games, and most of her stats come from volume, not skill. Her team is 5-14, and a lot of that is on her. People hype her up, but the truth is she's inefficient, inconsistent, and doesn't elevate anyone around her. The numbers might look decent on paper, but the impact? Basically zero. And yeah, Ima, talk my shit. She's chopped. Probably the most ugliest thing I ever saw in my life, labeled as a female.
My turn. For most underrated, I'm going with April. She's got real potential. You can see it if you actually watch her play. I get that it's hard to prove when the spotlight's not on you, but she's the real deal. One day, y'all are going to look back and admit I was right. The problem is, her opportunities keep getting overshadowed by Victoria, who dominates every possession. Like Tupac said, take, don't give. That's exactly Victoria's mentality right now. And let's be honest, it's hard to shine when someone's constantly taking everything for themselves. I think most people can agree on that. Now, as for the most overrated, unfortunately, it's Victoria. She's shooting 57%, which isn't great, and averaging 35 points. But let's be real, she's taking everything. That kind of volume will naturally inflate your stats. The second best scorer on her team only averages 15. That gap is massive. If you gave that kind of usage to players like Christmas, Kuhn, Griffin, or even Stackhouse, they'd easily be putting up 45 to 50 points per game. So yeah, Victoria's numbers look big, but context matters. And when you actually look at the full picture, it's clear she's not as dominant as people make her out to be.
For me, Zon, the most overrated. Underrated. He proven to be able to play point guard and is a real effective player on sack. For overrated, it's Emily. She's ass. Fucking shit. If you get a piece of shit, and Emily, I can't tell the difference. Imagine being this ass that you have to start affairs with retired league players. Assistant needs to retire before she ruins her career. And who was that nigga talking shit? Earl? You a bitch. Your girl is chopped and you know it. That's why nobody tried to press that shit. Ugly ass bitch. Fuck that nigga.
Anyways, before Chin crashes out, thank you for...
Hell nah, don't end that shit. Let me talk my shit. This nigga Earl is nasty as fuck. Nigga actually got into a long-term relationship with a girl he met on a dating show. Imagine how down bad and miserable you have to be. This nigga tried to sell paper airplanes to elementary kids on field day. Broke ass nigga. This nigga also retarded. He got into a relationship with a girl who left a guy the day she met him. So what do you think she'll do when she meets a better nigga? Lucky for you, she's an ugly piece of shit. That's why nobody tried to get on that little shit. Fuck Earl. Earl is a bitch. Fuck.